name is Noah Blumenthal, and I am the co-founder, along with Steve Ostermiller, of a website called SavvyRoo.com, which is a social media website for sharing visual data. So I grew up in California in upstate New York. I grew up in a Jewish household in America with a father who was a doctor and parents who it was a foregone conclusion that we would all go to college, we would achieve great things. My older brother, was valedictorian of his class and set the stage. I spent my entire grade school career going from class to class with teachers saying to me that they expected great things from me because of who my brother and sister were. I think I was the only member of my family to there's some people where they're the only member of their family or the first member of their family to go to college. I was the first member of my family to be sent to the guidance counselor and the assistant principal and the principal. So I, even though I did well in school, I was always pushing back. I was always fighting against the authorities of the school around me.
And I'm gonna take a guess and say you're still pushing back. Is that true?
I'm trying. I'm
How
trying.
so? What does that look like?
Well, there have been a couple of main times where this has come through in my career, in my life. At 30, I pushed back at the time where I had my first kid and a new house and mortgage payments and not a lot of money in the bank. I decided to quit my job and leave corporate America so that I could spend more time with my family. I started a consulting business with no idea what I was doing, but figured out a way to make it work. And at 40, when I finally had that business really actually functioning, I decided to stop that again and start a whole new company because I thought I didn't like the way our world was moving. I didn't like the way our media was going, and I hated the way our news was hurting our society. So created this website to hopefully change the way people think about the news. I think the news dictates what's successful. I think the media dictates more broadly what's successful. We have a view of a body image that's successful. We have a view of a career that's successful. We know what successful vacations look like. I mean, in the 80s, it seemed like there was one show. I don't know if you remember the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous show. That was like the only place where you saw these fabulous, surreal, and really unreal lifestyles portrayed. And everything else was the Cosby Show and Family Ties and really connectable experiences. And in the last 30 years, we have replaced all of that with images of almost unachievable, insurmountable goals. When I look around at the media and at the people around me and at the wealth in the world around me, it's hard. I'll be the first to admit that it's hard not to chase a lot of that. It's hard to remember the value of just getting up in the morning and going for a nice long walk with my dog and seeing my kids off to school. But we as a society, I think, need to get better at embracing the really personal experiences and stepping back away from the 24/7 lifestyles of the rich and famous that we're currently bombarded with.
Now, why do you think we as a society have done this to ourselves? Is it human nature? Is it post 9/11? Is it fear? What is it?
I think it started before 9/11, but certainly it could be that there could be effects from that. But I think that overall we have created a growing fascination with wealth. I think that there are a number of factors. Some of them are kind of sad in that they're reality shows where we just stick a camera on somebody with a lot of money is cheaper to produce and And we're fascinated by the soap opera of it. So we could actually create a soap opera where we have to pay lots of writers and actors and all kinds of, or we could just stick a camera on some random celebrity and we've got the soap opera built in. It's cheaper to produce, and all of a sudden we've got the ratings, and we're focusing in on, you know, on the Kardashians rather than on the Keatons. Family Ties was one of my favorite shows.
So when you started Savvy Roo,
Yes.
did you know what you were doing, or were you making it up as you went?
I knew a little bit about what I was doing. I was making an enormous amount of it up as I go along. And I mean, I feel like I've always been walking around with a fraud complex. I mean, that's something that as an executive coach for the 10 years leading up to when I started this, I've been coaching senior executives in large corporate environments for years, and they all have fraud complexes. We all do. And you know this. I mean, we're all afraid someone's going to find out that we don't know as much as they think we do. And I'm definitely no different.